Espanyol 2, Atletico Madrid 1. For more on this, let's welcome in, shall we? Former Athletic player Luis Garcia joins us. Luis, what happened in the second half?
Yeah, well, I was asking the same question. This Atletico Madrid. It can put you into the sky and suddenly just bring you down to earth as quick as they went up. I think that the expectation of this Atletico Madrid once again are the biggest one. We want a better standards that we saw last year. They renewed the squad. They brought 5 different players. I think the players who in the first 45 minutes did a good job. Not excellent, but did a good job. And suddenly start changing, coming on in the second half, and the relaxation start dropping a little bit. The intensity, the players. I saw the Atletico Madrid players a little bit tired. Barrios came in the second half and didn't look as sharp as normally is. A young player. Koke exactly the same. So in the end, not the best result of put it together with Espanyol, who did a fantastic second half, a lot of intensity, putting pressure the Atletico Madrid defense, and in the end, finding what they were looking for that fantastic first goal, who allowed them to believe that they could get something. So once again, a lot of that for this Atletico Madrid. In the first one, of course, is not that we are thinking that Atletico Madrid is not going to recover for it, but we wanted to see something different from Atletico Madrid, and we saw just for a little bit something they could think a little bit in positive way for the Atletico Madrid for the rest of the season.
But I think you've got to look at the manager again. Luis just mentioned it there. It wasn't terrible in the first half. Well, it wasn't.
They looked in control, didn't they?
Correct. It wasn't scintillating, but it was controlled. They had a lot of physicality. They had legs in the midfield with Cardozo and Gallagher. They had a bit of guile on the wider positions. It was comfortable. And it was 1-0, by the way. So unless there's something wrong, why is he taking off 2 players in key positions? Cardozo and Gallagher. I don't understand it. I mean, that's the engine room of every team. And at that point, they were doing okay. They were in full control of the game. And you bring on Barrios, who's a good player. But Koke comes on. He's been there, seen it and done it all. But he hasn't got the legs. And as Luis said, they were looking a little bit off the pace. So I don't understand. I mean, at one point, I think in 68 minutes, he changed 3 of his 4 midfield. Yeah. And he tends to do this a lot. He tinkers. And now, usually we see Atleti play. A lot of time we see him play. They're very defensive and become 70 minutes, 75 minutes. He chucks the cavalry on. You know, Sorloth, it used to be Correa, all these players. The change at half-time, unless there was something that we don't know about, I don't get. I just don't get. You only change your 2 central midfield players if you're absolutely toiling or they're injured. And that was something, I'm not saying that's the whole thing, but it definitely meant they did not control the second half like they were able to control the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, Luis, what did you make of those changes at half-time?
No, I agree. I 100% agree. I thought exactly the same. Why are you changing the 2 midfielders? I can understand a little bit Cardozo because he had a yellow card and maybe in transition with the Espanyol quick players, he could have a problem. But again, we are talking about an experienced player who was carrying Real Betis last year for the whole season. And you can talk to him, say, yes, be careful. You got Gallagher next to you to allow them to make those runs. But they were controlling the center of the park. In the moment that they were gone, Espanyol believe and start making those runs from the outside for the players into the middle. You could see that at some point they're going to have a chance.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You know, at half-time, before the game and at half-time, we were relatively positive, saying, yes, sign some new players, maybe a little bit of a different style this year. You know, maybe they're going to be on the front foot a little bit. And listen, maybe they will. It's match day 1. It's a long season. We understand that. But at some point, having spent all the money that they have over the last, 3 years, they're going to have to get their finger out. And we talked about this before the show, before the game started. Last year, one of their bugbears were they were dropping points against teams that theoretically they should beat. The teams that are finishing the bottom half of La Liga. The teams that generally the Barças and Real Madrid somehow find a way. Not taking anything away from Espanyol. So, you know, they're at home. As Sid mentioned in the pre-game, Sid Lowe, their expectations have sort of grown a bit this year. But it's Atletico Madrid. There's millions been spent. You should be fighting for the championship. And possibly they will, but they will have to be better. They will have to find, once again, we have a manager here who has got such a big squad that the previous problems he's had for me, and we've talked about this in previous seasons, is finding the right balance. within all these players. Last year he struggled a bit. Was it Sorloth and Julian Alvarez, or was it Griezmann? And it ended up being Griezmann and Alvarez. He sort of figured that out. They went on a run, and you feel he's got that problem to deal with again this season. The problem is, if you don't solve it quickly, the two teams at the top can be running away.